Hello. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you here. See quite a crowd. That's makes me so happy. So this is second information session for the all very new program that will take place next fall in Barbados at our very own field station, research station in Old Town, the Bel Air Research Institute. There's more than one field study semester that takes place in at Bel Air. There's one that's offered from off my campus, and the MBFSS. The field study semester is not entirely new, but this is a new revival, complete new version of it, and it hasn't been offered since 2019. So we're all fresh and new. And today I want to give you an overview of the program, some details, and give you a chance to ask questions if you have any, give you all the details, but please feel free to stop me because I tend to get really excited and enthusiastic. So if you have any question or if something is not clear, go ahead and stop me while I talk. All right, so, okay, so we got the steel pan music. So I want to talk about what is the program, where is it, who is it for, when is it, how very important can I apply, how can you apply, and where can you get some help? Okay, so there's more people waiting here. I wish they could just come in. Okay. Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for joining. We just started. What is the BFSS? It's an experience of a lifetime. It's a multidisciplinary program, so it's coming out of the Faculty of Science, but it's reaching out 3 different departments, and it's on field of studies that concerns us all, matters, the field of sustainability, sustainable development, so the challenges faced by nature, humans, and their interaction. A very big program. Another thing that you cannot get here downtown is an opportunity to learn about another culture, another country, and actually exchange with the community, because part of the program, you're going to get out there, interact with the community, work with the community, and do something meaningful for Barbados, work on a research project that's actually something that they need. They need that knowledge, they need that interaction. And there's something else too about that will come. So where is the BFSS? It's the Bel Air Research Institute. It's the only McGill University field station that's located in a tropic. It's on the west coast of the island of Barbados, on the beach. And it's a mini campus. It also has the advantage of being located next to a marine preserve area, the Folkestone Park. Meaning there's opportunity to study, work on a reef where there's no fishing. So look at kind of natural, forget pollution and climate warming, seawater level change and everything, but no fishing pressure. And traditionally, Bel Air has been really very active, like I'm talking 1950s, 60s, 70s, active place for marine biology. It's very well known for that. Bel Air is full all year round. Classes, teaching activities, researchers visiting, and also workshops. There's people from all over the world coming to take workshop at Bel Air. Where is Bel Air? Bel Air is in Barbados. So I put some stickers on Canada, this is us, and Barbados is actually, you can't see it because it's under the sticker. It's very, very small. So it's the most eastern Caribbean island. In Caribbean, they're all here. Forms an island chain. They're all volcanic islands. Barbados is not, it's coral reef. And it's a bit outside, the most eastern one. It's a small island. So I'll give you numbers, but I'll show you a picture. After 34-kilometer long by 23-kilometer wide. I don't know how your commute is, but mine is close to that. And surrounded by coral reef. So this island is built on coral sediments. It's also, so Sustainable Development Goal is a very interesting place in that context because it's the most densely populated island in the Caribbean, heavy development, and it relies a lot on its tourism industry. So favorite location. So you can imagine all the consequences on the environment and challenges for sustainable development. Just as an anecdote, because why not? It's February. February should be cancelled in Canada anyways, but in Barbados, it's not an issue. There's 2 seasons, but it's, to me, in my opinion, it's always the same. Sometimes it goes 21, that's the lowest at night. So it's, okay, so there's wind and big waves in the bad season, but it's a pretty nice weather. Okay, the size of Barbados. So you take Barbados, you flip it a bit and you put it on Montreal and it doesn't even cover it. It's a very small island. So in a system like this, you change one parameter, the consequences are instantaneous all across the island. Okay, I was talking about the workshop. So this is an example of what's happening at Bel Air's. Some pictures that I took that one of the blackboard. I didn't take that one. The blackboard is because there were some mathematicians from McGill and all the big universities, Microsoft, Google, etc. Really bright brains doing their workshop. So all year round. So when you go to Bel Air's, you sometimes can meet a Nobel Prize or people like that. It's very active. And then, of course, we have our courses. This is an example of one of the biology courses, but there's also geography. There's AOS also is taking students for a short 1 week long course. Not worth it. Bel Air's is really a mini campus. There's a library which is actually praised for its journal holding. Now everything is electronic, but back in the days, it was not the case. So there's quite a bit of reading to do if you want to know about how it was before in terms of the environment or anything. This is the back of Bel Air's on the top right. So there's several buildings. This is the original house that was built by Commander Bel Air's, right on the ocean front. This is not as nice. It's the student housing, but still. Bedrooms with a bathroom shared by, I believe 2 students. They used to pack more, but I think now it's only 2. So there's 2 buildings like this. We can have 20 students staying at Bel Air's in these. There's several labs. There's a wet lab. There's also that cold lab. It's called, there's a label for it. This is where we can do molecular work. It has air conditioning. There's 2 classrooms with air conditioning, but there's also our favorite place ever is probably that outdoor patio area where the blackboard picture was taken from that area. People spend a lot of time there for social activities, but also sometimes we just do classes, lectures there, presentations we do there. I just want to check if, sorry, I'm just going to quickly go to Teams and see if someone else, no, I can't, okay. No, it looks good. No one else trying to come in, okay, good. Back to my slides. Okay, so the BFSS, Barbados Field Study Semester. It's 15 credits. it's for U2, U3 students, but it's really, we want to make it open to as much as possible. We need to put a criteria there, but it really, given the multidisciplinary aspect of the program, ask if you're not sure that you fit check all the boxes. The focus is on that sustainability, interaction between geosphere, biosphere, and then people, sustainable development. There's 4 courses in the BFSS. There's 3 courses that are each worth 3 credits. So just like a typical lecture course, except it's not a typical lecture course, but that gives you an idea. And then there's 1 6 course, which is a research project that's done in group in the field of sustainable development. Okay, so this is how it looks like, a few details about the different courses. And as you see, the first course is a geography course, 340, sustainability in the Caribbean. So this is where you learn or refresh your memory about sustainable development goals, but in the context of the Caribbean. Barbados is an amazing leader, has a leadership in that area historically and today still. Think about the Prime Minister address at the last United Nations, at the last COP, which ended up with the creation of a fund, financial, like money for disaster release for the South, right? She was leading that. She's been building this ever since she became Prime Minister. And Barbados, so it's not just her, you go back, Barbados has always been at the forefront of that. So lots and lots of really nice stories and concrete examples to look at in terms of the SDGs in the Caribbean and in Barbados. Second class is atmospheric and oceanic science, ETOC 341. So this is about where you learn about climate system in general, how everything is connected. So you can look at what's going on in the Arctic and the consequences on ocean and air circulation in the tropics, sea level rise, extreme weather events, and so on. The Caribbean, Barbados, the Caribbean are particularly badly hit by all these. So again, there's a lot of opportunity to get to see in real what it looks like. And I'll tell you more about the real, but I realized I created new slides for each class. So this is Prime Minister Mia Mottley when she took to, this was like the other COP 2021, but the last one in December, she gave a very powerful speech. I encourage you to look her up on YouTube. So this is the second class. You see an example here. This is a study that's been done about the risk of flooding now and in the future and the climate change. But you see how it looks like coastal erosion. They're building these retention wall structures, but we're really losing all the beach and the mangroves in the background sometimes. So lots of examples. Third class is biology class, 343, biodiversity in the Caribbean. Okay, so in that class, we'll talk about island biogeography, how island evolution has been at the origin of pretty much everything that was theorized in ecology and evolution, Darwin finches, things like that. So that's not the Caribbean, but it's close enough. Anolis lizard, for sure, evolutionary ecology. A lot of about biodiversity on island, how it's different, what are the threats, and uniqueness compared to mainland faunas and floras, etc. So lots of opportunities, endemism, lots of opportunities to look at all these aspects of biodiversity in that very context of island biodiversity. And finally, the research project. So this is a project that takes up about half of the field study semester in terms of the time. Also, you actually start working on it throughout the term. I'll show you the schedule, but this is where you take what you've learned in a classroom and you take it in the field and conduct a study, contribute data, work with local people on a specific question so that you can help contribute to, increasing knowledge, and also yourself as a person get the skills that you learn in the classroom and actually apply them, do it. And the beauty of that is that it's over a good 6 weeks. So it's like honors, right? It's a mini thesis, really. It's an opportunity to really dig into the topic full time. I put a picture here, again, another picture from that student last year. So he's showing here there's a lot of shipwrecks around Barbados, pirates. There was a lot of traffic. They would bring the sugar cane to Canada. And then these boats, they just sink sometimes. The war didn't help. Actually, that one was hit by a single bomb. I don't know how to call that, but anyways, it was sunk during the Second World War. And these are become house paradise for corals and coral fishes, and it's they use it as a structure just like it would be for a coral reef. So favorite place for tourists to dive, but also for biologists and students to go and study. This is an example of fieldwork in Barbados. Okay, what is the format? So there will be some lectures, but not all day long. It's not possible. That's not happening. So the vision is having some lectures, tutorials in the morning, and then in the afternoon, some activities. So I want to take you to the United Nations House, for example, where you hear about projects that are ongoing in the region, get a seminar and visit the place. There'll be some field site visits. There's a very active research on meteorology. There's a meteor tower there, very active group of researchers working there. So we're going to have field trips, visiting places where they do research. Also, group student activities where we'll take a case study and present each, discuss it with each other, so that it helps students build their own research projects, see what's been done, how it's been done, and then what are we going to do after that. So that's the format. A lot of different type of activities. It's not your typical lecture class that we're doing. It's open to all students from all faculties, so art, science, or both. At the moment, it's not, I don't think it's in the e-calendar yet. It's on the way. It's been approved, so it's going to show up at some point, but it's listed, it's going to be listed in a lot of the programs. In particular, the programs that had the old BFSS in it, for sure, the new one will be in there. But if you have any question about this, ask either your academic advisor in your department, or also reach out to us, because I don't know if there's some programs that we missed. I hope not, but if that's the case, that's fixable. So anyways, ask questions. When is the BFSS? So it's in the fall. In first lecture, and I'll be there September 3rd. So that's a Monday. We fly on the weekend. We arrive. It takes an entire day to get there. And until December 2nd. December 2nd is when students do oral presentation, present their project to the rest of the class. And we also have a social gathering kind of party where all the mentors, local mentors are coming. And that's the end of the program. We fly back home to Montreal. So I told you a little bit about the schedule.
So, sorry, I see there on the 18th, and it was kind of just related to your question about the thing you just said. We're presenting it on December 2nd. Is there something to submit on the 18th?
It's I envision a return report. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would we have to live in Montreal during that time?
No.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
No, because I understand it's like you'll see we have a information session pre-departure and all that. This is online because you guys in August. So no, you're not expected to be in Montreal. You can fly from anywhere and fly back to anywhere. There's no written exam in Montreal. Yeah, so this is how it looks like. I can tell you it's going to change, but that's the idea. So each course has 2 modules. Each course has 1 color. So this is the geography course, see in blue. And there's 2 modules. And so it's one after another. But you see this geography, then there's the ETOC course in yellow, biology course. Everything that Simon is the research project. So you see that every Friday is a research project. So that's time for you. I keep talking about these research projects. What are they? They are projects that are co-supervised by a McGill prof, not necessarily one of the instructors, a McGill prof, and a local mentor, who could be a professor from the University of West Indies, who could be someone working at the United Nations. We have contact there. So I've made a lot of contacts in Barbados to build this project. You will not have to design and come up with your own ideas. It's not fair. You don't know the place. So I'm going to build, I am building a bank of projects with mentors that students in group, always prefer to work in group in a field, can pick and then spend a semester working on. And when I said a semester, that's because there'll be an introduction about this. That's when I'm around. Every Friday, there'll be some sessions where you can brainstorm and prepare, talk to your mentor, plan the actual field work. When I say field work, it could be sampling, diving, but it could also be collecting data with fishermen, doing some surveys, field work, being out in the field. Yes?
And that is more quantitative or qualitative, or I'm mixing?
It's science. Yeah. So I also want to use these Fridays maybe so that everybody can catch up on methodology. How do you design sampling? How do you analyze data? The type of analysis you can do depending on your type of data. Yeah. Even surveys, you can make a pie chart and a few statistics. I'm stuck. Okay, here is our turtle. Okay, so who is the BFSS for? Students interested in all aspects of sustainability. Yeah, you have to be interested in a project because it's this research project, you really need to be there and committed. Student interested in learning and applying skills in an international context. So this is outside the field of sustainability. This applies to any sort of experience you might have abroad. When the context is different, the culture is different, the history is different. It's an important skill to learn, to be able to adapt to these kind of situations. Some of you may have traveled already and know I'm talking about, but that's an opportunity to learn about that. And then, yeah, U3, U2, CGPA of 3.0. That kind of relates to your question. These research projects, you work in group, but it's independent work as well. You need to have a minimum of being a minimum independent to be able to conduct that research. So that's why I put that. Okay, so how to apply? Everything is online. There's a application form in Forms. It's been there for weeks and there's still zero response, but okay, it's there. I hope it works. So where we ask the usual question, that we have to ask. The CV and the transcript, you're used to that. But what we really care about is your letter of intent. So 2-page is actually a lot. You can put a lot in there. And this is where I want to know why you want to take this program. What you think you're going to get out of it, what will be the benefits, what it brings for your future, the way you see it. Why do you think it's going to work for you to be spending 4 months at Belair's with 19 other files, sharing facilities, rooms, working in groups? Have you been in these kind of situations before? Have you been traveling? Did you like it? Things like that. So not necessarily academic, because I'm also looking at building a group that works where people work together. In French, we would say que la mayonnaise prenne. I'm French. Application deadline, April 14th. And this is my field equipment in the background. So you can look it up. It's cheap, but it makes a real difference to have these. The webpage, thank you, Miriam, which of course I forgot to introduce you to Miriam. You, Field Study Office. So she's the behind the scenes. She does everything, including the webpage. If you have any question, Miriam, me, both, and we pick. Okay, let's talk about annoying things. First, there's a family of monkey living at Belair's this year. This was in December, and this is Alfred, is a young one. So this is, the yard at Belair's, which you see monkeys. Okay, that has a cost. But, okay, here's where I come as a salesperson. This year is exceptional, for real. Because of the COVID, there's an automatic award given to all students who register in the MBFSS, as long as you're ongoing student, like register in a program, okay? You can't be done with your studies, and there's a little like, so this year is actually the full cost, nearly 12K, minus that 4,500 automatic. You don't even have to apply to it. And then there's also other funding opportunities, depending on which department you are, where school, mobility award, things like that, that you can apply for. The information is on our webpage, but you can also look in your home department. There's quite a bit of money that you can apply to when it comes to traveling and study abroad. So that's for this year. It includes all accommodation, food, not on the weekends. So 2 meals per day on the weekdays. Your visa, because you need a study visa to stay for that long in Barbados. We take care of that. And then all the local transportation. So we take you from the airport to Belair's, in and out, but we also, when we do the field trips, we also take you around. You don't have to worry about that. What you have to worry about, though, is the airfare and taxis. These days, it's about $1,000. Immunization, although there's none, like you need your COVID vaccine, but you don't need the yellow fever and all that. Okay, it's not, there's no special requirement for Barbados. Travel insurance for sure, you want to check this out. And then your tuition fee for the semester. That's not included, all of this in the yellow box. I have that. Oh, here's Alfred. Yeah. Okay. So the green monkey was introduced from Africa. I don't know when, I don't remember. Sorry, but a long time ago, to the point that now it's only found in Barbados. Introduced species, but yet endemic to Barbados today. That's the story of Barbados, a series of invasions and change in ecosystem. These little guys, we love them. I see your smile, I love them too, but they're a pest for local. They do damage to the agriculture. I suspect they carry all sort of disease too. So yeah, there we go. We just, it's never that simple. Okay, important dates. We're here in February. The next deadline is the application deadline. Please let me know if that form doesn't work. I don't understand. April 14th. I want to interview students. So, because if I don't understand everything in the paperwork, I really want to talk to people and get to know them before I send them on the other side of the globe. So we're gonna have one-to-one interviews. Then there's a notification that you're in, and then a series of info session. There's going to be a waiting list if there's more than 20 students that applied. Then we want to deposit on May 1st, and that's because we need to pay for your study visa, and we need to do the paperwork early. So there's a deposit that's due in May. In July is another deadline where you cannot change your mind. You cannot say, okay, I'm not going anymore after past July 3rd. That's it, July 3rd. You're in. Pre-depart, oh, I mean, you could be out, but you won't get your money back. So that's basically what it means. Pre-departure meeting in early August is online. So wherever you are, but that's super important. There's all sort of orientation to study abroad as well, but everything can be done online. So this is where we talk about the logistic and the last minute preparation. The flight to Barbados can happen before, but we offer housing from September 3rd at Bel Airs. And then that's the end of the program is on December 2nd. But then, as you said, you have some time back home or wherever to write a final report for your research project. And that's due during the final exam period. Now, I don't know where I am. Okay, so, well, okay, I'll leave these pictures. This is for questions. Miriam and I are here. That's me last time I went. On horse ride on the beach. It's really cool. What did I tell you? And that's because it's not there, because up until last week, it was not completely real, but now it is. I worked with my colleagues at the University of West Indies the past 6 months, I think. And they just got approved a sister program, Sustainability in the Caribbean, for University of West Indies students, which means that we're going to teach this program. So it's a different name, it's a minor, but it's the same everything. It's going to be the same classroom. So profs from McGill, profs from UE are going to teach to McGill students and UE students. And hopefully you guys can even work together for your research project, which I think would be fantastic. So that's the news. How many students will take that program back in UE? I don't know. It's a bit later. They're coming later, but they're starting to advertise. But it's actually happening. So you're going to get seminars from prof at UE. That's already happening. I know for sure. I have talks from the director of the Small Grant Program of the United Nations Development Program, who's at the United Nations House. He's going to come and talk to you and even lecture because he gives a few classes on sustainable development at UE. So there's going to be a lot of exchange, even in the design of the program and in who participates, who teaches, and all the mentors and so on. So really embedded in the community. And I'm trying to stop this. So let's do this before, no, it's not what I'm stuck in the thing, sorry. I'll edit the little video if I can. Huh? Now I have a black screen. Okay. Here. Stop recording.